Hello everyone, here today to take a look at this the harvest moon in Pisces at 16 degrees of Pisces on September 8th, 2014. Okay, so here's the chart. Here's the moon placement. It's conjunct Chiron, and Neptune's also up there in Pisces, but conjuncting Chiron. That's the first thing that pulls me in on this chart. So Chiron is healing those old wounds. The full moon is having enlightenment about it, having some clarity, getting some insights into, well, Piscean stuff, which is, the subconscious mind, the past, the spiritual natures. This would be a great day. I don't know if you guys can hear those jets going over. We had the air show in town this weekend, and I think those are the Blue Angels flying overhead every so often. I live fairly close to downtown. But anyways, back to the spread here. Hopefully it won't interfere too much. Not the spread, the chart. Hopefully it won't interfere too much with the reading here. Well, anyway, so back to this Chiron. Full moon. Great day for dreams. I mean, many of you can get a great dream on or around this full moon with some great insight. Also, I always think of Pisces because it's the 12th house. It's your spirit guides and angels, like trying to communicate with you. Often it can be too like people from the past lives even, or your own ancestral people who have passed on and are trying to come through and bring a message. And a lot of people have been talking about healing this ancestral karma. And I feel like that could definitely be this could be significant for those of you who are trying to do that. And some of your ancestors may be trying to come through and help you with some healing here. Looks like there's actually a grand trine in water. I'll say that this full moon is over here trining Saturn and Vesta, and maybe to some extent Ceres. So again, Saturn, karma, right? Saturn, the father, the parents, the paternal line, these kind of things coming forth. See, with Pisces though, it's like it's your subconscious mind. So sometimes you don't even realize. This could be a big, aha enlightenment thing. It's like stuff maybe you thought you had it all figured out, and then it's like, oh, I didn't. This was hidden. 12th house is hidden. Neptune is natural ruler of Pisces, also not conjunct, but in the mix, in the sign of Pisces. So there's this element of things that have been hidden coming to light, and Scorpio's good at that. Scorpio's good. Saturn and Scorpio, and these other planets in Scorpio over here. That kind of energy. They're really good at getting in there and digging out things and then bringing them all to light. And then it's trine, the third part of the grand trine. We got the Pisces, the Scorpio, and the Cancer down here is Juno. I think I said this last time. It's about this love thing. Juno's the goddess of love, I think, or the goddess of beauty. So with Neptune, it's love and beauty and everything. But the moon, that's feminine. Cancer is feminine. Juno is feminine. So there's a lot of feminine vibration here. So the feminine is represented as well as the masculine with the Saturn over here. So I feel real strong. This has a lot to do with our ancestral karma, and therefore relates to patterns that we've all established in our lives. And the South Node is here with the Uranus here. So this is past life stuff with Uranus. Your mind. And a lot of why we repeat these same patterns, it's being proven by people like Bruce Lipton and different other people, Joe Dispenza. They talk about how we make these neuro transmitters in our brain, in the past. We go and do the same old thing over and over again. South Node, Uranus, in Aries, in your head, right? So we keep... it triggers these reactions, these unconscious reactions. Pisces, the unconscious, right? These are things that we don't even think about. They just become automatic. Just like driving a car becomes automatic after a while. You don't have, when you first get in a car, you have to think about putting your foot on the gas and the brake, and and now, well, not now, in my case now, anybody who's been driving for any length of time, you don't have to think about anything. You think about everything else but what your feet are doing or whatever. It's just an automatic thing. And that applies to so many areas in our life. And it definitely applies to our thoughts and our minds. Even if you don't want to go into the whole neurotransmitter thing or delve into that, just realize that there's patterns that we do. And if you're feeling stuck, and we all get there, we all feel like we're stuck, and we keep getting these dead ends and getting these where we can't, make a change. It's because of these old patterns that we've set up, and we automatically go to here. Or just another, for instance, say you had a bad breakup with an ex, and like the minute you can be in a perfectly happy mood, and then bam, somebody brings up something about your ex, and that SOB, right away, you're automatically shifting to this negative thing. And that's a lot about what this ancestral stuff is about too. It's like the belief systems that were put into place by our forebears here, and that we were born into and kind of adapted. We just kind of went along with the program here, and it's one of these automatic things, and it relates to all sorts of things. It relates to money and poverty and many things, our spiritual beliefs even. I don't believe in any of that stuff, or we always are the ones, well, that's fine for other people, but we're this blah blah blah, and keep and it becomes ingrained in us. And with this Pisces full moon, with Chiron and all these elements that are happening, maybe a lot of us are going to get some some enlightenment about that, and have some kind of, I'm sorry, my stomach's gurgling again. I hope you can't hear it. But anyway, it's between the jets and my stomach, but we're going to make this video. We're going to make this video one way or the other. Okay, the other thing that's in the mix is Pluto is sextiling. It's not shown up here in the aspect lines, but it is. 11 degrees Capricorn with the 16 degree Pisces. That's a sextile. So therefore, Pluto again is big to overhaul, big change, death and rebirth. Excuse me, I need a drink of water. And when we have with this full moon, maybe we don't have to be. It can come about with more ease. There could be more ease happening. And it does seem like this Cardinal Grand Cross is activated again here with the Pluto-Uranus, South Node. And then we've got Juno in there, and the North Node. And in this case, it's the vertex. I probably wouldn't count that because this is just for this chart. But Pallas over here. So the asteroids are involved, but this thing is getting activated again, the Cardinal Grand Cross. So we can look back when this past year, and maybe these things that are coming back from the past that we're having enlightenment about, maybe these things are the same things that were getting activated when the other, the Pluto, the other Grand Cross was happening earlier this year when Jupiter was there. I should have had that prepared, but I didn't really know I was going to talk about it. But you can find that out. When was this great? It's been activated a lot. It's been going on for this whole year off and on here. So that's getting activated again. But that's not the strongest pull to me. And, some people don't even count the asteroids. So we've got two of these things are asteroids. So I don't know how much people are going to look into that or count that. What else did I want to talk about? Well, we do have this big stellium in Scorpio. So the Scorpio energy, if you just open this chart and look at it, my eyes are drawn over here right away. This big stellium, this big cluster. And granted, it's part of fortune, which of course only applies to this chart, but we have Sirius, Vesta, Saturn, Mars, all still in the sign of Scorpio. And there has been all sorts of crazy violent stuff happening. We can't just stick our head in the sand about this stuff. There's been a lot of violence in the world's arena here. A lot of crazy violent things have been happening. And that's that Mars and Scorpio and Saturn. And that's the old patriarchy. And I want to say that, maybe we're not quite done with that yet. We're really not done with that yet. Jupiter is doing something here. What's Jupiter? Let's look down here at the aspectarian. Jupiter's sextiling Mercury, according to this. Oh, yes, it is. All right, so that's kind of a nice vibe there. We've got Jupiter sextile Mercury. So that's like thinking, speaking, Mercury, communicating in Libra. As I've said many times, the energy of Libra is always wanting to be sweet and nice. That's the foremost energy of Libra, congenial. With Jupiter and Leo. So, we could speak in ways that won't offend people. Or, you know, maybe you're going to have to do a little stroking here. But it's not even like you have to. You know, it's like maybe you want to give somebody a little boost, and you get a, because, you know, the Leos, again, sometimes Leos need a little stroking. But it's not a bad thing. They give as good as they get. It's not a dig on Leos at all. I'm very well familiar with Leo energy, you know. They can be so generous and so magnanimous. I mean, you give them a little and then they just shower you with love and affection. So a little bit of kindness, a little bit of paying compliments to somebody, that could go a long way. I'm actually writing a song, I think it's going to be one of my kids' songs, but it's a little bit of love goes a long, long way. I've been working on that lately. I got some lyrics popping in, and that is the truth. And even though this is a little sextile and it's just Mercury, you know, it does help to, it's the sextiles and the trines are where we're going to find the harmony, is where we're going to find the balance. With Libra, it's about balance too, right? And we've got, besides Mercury there, we've got Pallas. And Pallas is, of course, the mental, the high mind. The Pallas is adaptable. Pallas Athena was very adaptable. She's like the MacGyver. She fashioned all these tools, and, you know, in situations that seem hopeless, there is an answer. There is a way, but it's only going to come. It's not going to come through the old paradigm of, you know, behaviors and thinking. It's going to come through, you know, the new ways, new inventive new ways of doing things, new ways of thinking, new ways of being, etc. So this is kind of a nice energy here, really. I mean, yeah, this cardinal cross is happening, but it's Pluto's sextile. They're all going to be, you know, Juno is trining. This is sextiling. This is some kind of an aspect, possibly an inconjunct. I'm not sure, you know, but anything that's at the same degree is making. There's all these other aspects, inconjuncts and semi-sextiles and different things. I'm not really all that hip on my terminology, but the healing, you know, I'm feeling very strong on the healing. I'm feeling, as this Uranus in South Node is coming closer and closer, this is going to be some big event here. This is going to open up a lot of people, I feel, and it's already, we're feeling the effects of it already. This is going to be, you know, the blinders are coming off, you know, the heads are coming out of the sand. Enlightenment, you know, is going to be rampant. Past life recall could also be a thing that's going to be triggered by this, by the Pisces full moon and the South Node with Uranus. And sometimes if you watch that past life video, it might not even be necessarily, I'm recalling a specific past life and I'm seeing details and whatnot. It just may be a calling, or you know, maybe you want to travel to some country, or you want to research this history of this culture of these people. And if that is happening to you, if you've suddenly sparked an interest in something, like throughout history here, you know, that could totally be that you had a past life there, and that something's being triggered on some level, even if it's not making its way all the way up to your conscious mind from the subconscious mind. It's being triggered and it's being activated. Yeah, the North Node is in Libra. So again, this is about striving for balance, striving for things to be pleasant and pleasing and pretty and beautiful, decorating, making things pretty and beautiful. And that is, again, 16 and 19, that's making some aspect here, but I'm not all that clear of what it is. Adjustments always have to be made. On these weird aspects, you have to make an adjustment. So maybe you thought that you were doing everything to make your life pretty and pleasing, or maybe you thought your life, there goes my belly and the planes are going off too. Maybe you thought your life was all pretty and pleasing, and then you're going to have some aha moment about, oh wow. You know, this could also be repressed memories, totally coming to light. Chiron. Something that was so painful that you just kind of pushed out of the way. And you might get some, you know, you might have some revelations, or that might be revealed to you again, or come back to the forefront. You know, I'm feeling, though, that this is such a gentle, nice vibe. You know, I'm not feeling like it's going to be so, you know, horrendous or traumatic, I guess, would be what I'm trying to get at. I'm feeling like it's more, you know, soft energy. And that there is this soft energy of your ancestors or your spirit guides or somebody over here that's kind of just sort of gently, like the waves, like Neptune is in Pisces. It's the water, it's the waves, like the waves gently washing over you and washing away the debris. Or, since Mercury's all in here and everything, and Uranus, washing away the mental stories that you've told yourself, the mental things that you've, the rationalizations that you've glossed over these wounds with. Because it's not, you dealt with it, you face these wounds, and then you're relieved of it. It's not meant to be like an open thing that you keep hurting yourself with, and or it takes a lot of effort to suppress. And when you suppress, very often it's going to manifest in some other way, whether it's a physical ailment or in your finances or in your relationships. So it's best to just kind of, let that go, let that be, let it come up, and then let it go. It's not a matter. It's not going to have to be this. There's so much fear. And that's what all this war and all this crazy stuff is about. Come on, right? It's about fear. And, that's what it is all about, and all these different people that are hating each other and killing each other and fighting with each other. It's all about fear and the ego and everything, and it's not a bad thing to go the way of spirit, It's not a bad thing at all. And I feel many of us are just going to have, it's a nice spiritual, it could be a very calm day. I'm feeling like a very calm energy. Maybe a peace treaty could even be, happen during this event. Also, it's the trine. It's the, let's do things peacefully. Let's, the ancestors. A lot of these wars are over ancestor stuff too. Come on, right? It's because my people were here and blah blah blah, and this is my land, and I'm this religion, which is also your heritage and your forefathers or mothers or whatever, your forebears. So I think that enlightenment can be had by all. I guess it depends on where you're at to begin with, how deep this can go. But I think, if nothing else, maybe a little bit of calmness surrounding this. I'm not saying that it's going to end all wars or anything. Of course not. Well, I wouldn't say of course not. Hey, let's make that happen. Let's pray for that. Let's put that on our manifestation list. But some kind of soothing and calmness can come about, and a wanting to make things have beauty and peace and harmony. And this is going to be the trend all the time here with the whole time that the North Node is going to be in Libra here. So it's a good another year or so. It's a couple of years and the node spends in each sign. So this is part of it too. This is what the North Node is what we strive for. The South Node is where we've been, or the past, or our past lives. In the individual chart, the South Node is your past life. Your North Node is your soul assignment or your soul mission, what you chose to work on, along with other things too. But that's if you just want to real basic. North Node is why you're here, what you're working on. South Node's where you've been. Okay, and we can kind of apply that to everybody here, where we've been. And even like the South Node in Uranus, if anybody who doesn't believe that we've had, I believe that we've had, advanced civilizations before. Come on, Lannis, and probably others that we just don't even know about. There's all sorts of things that have happened to humanity and on this planet that we don't even have the first clue about. So, but the reason that the Atlantis isn't here anymore and some of these other places is because they, the story goes that they just got overcome and things got out of control and they destroy themselves. Okay, so Uranus with the South Node. I would say that a lot of these souls are here again, and I believe that is to be true. I see that when I read people. I see a lot of people who have been here during these times, and I've gotten lots of visions of Atlantis. The clothing, all sorts of stuff. I believe it's Atlantis. It's an advanced civilization. There could be others that we don't even know about. Beneath the sea, I'm sure there are. But at any rate, so here it comes again, Uranus and the South Node. We're getting into this highly technical age again. What are we going to do with it? Are we going to go the way of Libra and find balance? You know, are we going to go the way of Aries and Mars and create war and destruction? So I know that's pretty heavy and pretty deep, but that's kind of where we're at, you know. So that's, you know, overall though very positive. Just this full moon point. I love the Grand Trine in water. I love. I feel insightfulness through this healing of wounds of Chiron. And again, when you know you're dealing with healing of these ancestral wounds or whatever the case may be, it doesn't always mean you have to confront this person head on. Maybe they're dead anyway. Maybe you can't. Maybe they're not even here. But it doesn't even mean that. Often this is just about having forgiveness or enlightenment, so you can have peace of mind for yourself. It's not about letting them have a, you know, or even going face to face with them and saying, I forgive you. You don't even have to do that. You know, the moon, the 12th house, this is all within. This is all within. It's your past, it's within, it's your spirit, it's your subconscious mind, it's your dreams. Again, I leave with one thing I would really be paying attention to my dreams during this time. And I would also set the intention before you go to sleep to, I want to really remember my dreams, okay? Alright, so before we go, I want to remind everybody about my book, Tarot in the Modern World. I have the Amazon page here. You know, I'm getting some good reviews. I just hadn't looked in a while. Yeah, I got a bunch of reviews. I want to thank everybody for that. And then, of course, if you go on my main page here, you click over here on the sidelines under My Other Channels. It's going to take you to my VV Creative Shorts, where I do music, and I write music. And if anybody wants to record some of my songs, I'd love to see that happen. And then I have the Learning Songs for Kids page, which has all my children's music, and has some holiday music too. And if anybody's wanting to record a Christmas song or a holiday song, I would be thrilled to have that happen as well. But again, if you just have kids and you want to turn them on to my songs, they're pretty cool, and hopefully the kids will like them too. Okay, so this is Vicki Verley reminding you that you're love and beauty incarnate, and I want to thank you all for donating. It really makes it worthwhile for me to continue to do the free readings when I get the donations, and liking and sharing and watching my videos and commenting. You know, I really do appreciate you all, and subscribing. And again, remember your love and beauty incarnate, and I'll speak to you soon.